I've been a high raw vegan for 5 years, and today I want to share with you the most important thing I have learned on this journey so far. And that is that the raw diet is the natural diet of man. And the Bible in Genesis, it shares, and God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. In my experience, this has been very profound understanding that especially the fruits. And my journey of 5 years with high raw, I focus mainly on the fruit diet, eating between 90 to 95% fruit every single day. And I really see that fruit is the meat. Fruit is what we are made to eat, what we're made to thrive off of. And the greens, the vegetables, the herbs are more medicinal in nature and not our true meal to be eating. In my experience, I mean, like, I've also eaten meat and all that in the past. And the thing to really understand here, because a lot of people say, okay, well, we can eat meat, we can eat this. So, like, every person is unique. They try to say that, every person is unique, every person can choose what works for them. And it sounds very nice, but that's really not true. That, yes, humans being made in the image of God have the freedom of free choice and they can decide what they want to put into their bodies. That does not mean the human body can thrive off of anything as well. That is not the same understanding. So it's important to see that truly, and like in the Bible it mentions, well, in times of famine, God allowed men to eat meat, to eat grains, and to eat these other more dense foods because there's a shortage of fruits and vegetables. So now we understand that yes, we can eat anything to survive, but are we wanting to survive or thrive? And I found in my own life, the thriving came when transitioning more towards raw foods, and especially when increasing my fruit intake, I began to feel that thriving. More energy, more clarity, better focus, a sense of purpose, a sense of connectedness to everything around me, where fruits are highly magnetic, highly spiritualized, and they really help your evolution when you start to eat them primarily. And so I also want to go back to Genesis again. Later in Genesis, when Adam and Eve are kicked out of the garden, I was just reading this the other day, so it's very nice that when they were kicked out of the garden, God mentioned, I think you've all noticed, like Adam to till the field and to eat from the earth, essentially. And this was really a downgrade in the spiritual consciousness, which is represented because when you think of fruit and fruit trees, truly it doesn't require any real effort on our parts to tend to a fruit tree. Yes, some people like to prune and do all of this, but I believe that when you plant a fruit tree and you leave it alone, the branches it will self prune itself. Only when you prune it the first time do you then have to continue to prune every other time. And so from that place, in essence, fruits don't require any work to care for, and they give you the fruits of themselves, and that really is the best. Vegetables and gardening requires work, requires effort to receive food from that. And so I'm just noticing that really the fruit way is the highway to spiritual consciousness. It really helps the evolution. And for those who haven't yet experienced a raw diet, or at least a primarily raw diet, I encourage you to try it out for yourself because only through really direct experience do you start to understand these things. You can say, well, my body is used to this, so you think this is good for yourself. And for me, I found the same thing all the time in my 5 year journey, especially in the beginning, where I was used to certain foods, more denser foods, and so I didn't really have the feeling and knowingness that, like, yes, fruits are best for me. But when I began incorporating fasting in my journey, I saw that the only thing my body craved after the fast when breaking it was fruits or fruit juices, nothing else. And so seeing that only really in a clean body can your body make a clear judgment of what's best for it. In the same way, it's like only until you sit to meditate do you realize how restless your mind is. Before that, you think, oh, I think I'm a pretty calm person and this and that. But only when you sit to quiet your mind do you realize how much thoughts go in your consciousness. So in the same way, only when like through fasting, through detoxification of your body, do you realize how not just dirty the body is, but what thrives best for the body. Just in the same way you realize how nice meditation is for your mind once you start the practice of it. And so I really want to encourage everyone who has not already tried and who is trying to also add fasting into your practice, because it helps to reinforce the raw food, and the raw food is what builds up the body in the best way possible. And for myself, it was the same experience. I lost 20 to 30 pounds when starting the raw food diet, and I was not overweight or anything. And within 2 to 3 weeks later, if eating the exact same foods, if anything, I was eating even less calories and more fruit, and I started to put back on weight, and my body reached the ideal weight for itself. And so really wanting to express that um the fruits carry intelligence, they carry knowledge, and they cooperate with the body perfectly. And so, whatever is happening, trust the process and know that it's for your highest good and evolution. Whether you're detoxing first, feeling weak first, losing weight, all of these things. Don't look at the short term, focus on the long term once you make it through that period. In the same way as once you make it through those initial meditations where your mind is going crazy, then you start to go deeper and deeper. And so in the same way, give your body time and you'll start to notice the transformative benefits at each one's own pace. So in my own experience, I truly believe that the raw diet is the best diet for a man, and specifically eating a fruit-based diet, that you will be able to experience the full potential of the human vessel. So give it a try. Please like and subscribe the video if you have enjoyed it, and please always share in the comments any advice, any things you want to share. It's nice to get feedback and to connect with you all. So bliss be with you all. Until next time.